jumping on a couple minutes early because, to be honest with you, I need to get like a page in and then get the hell out of here. But there's Mr. Frank, sons of the bitches. There he is. Pain today. Today we're about a 7.5. Thank you, I appreciate it. I know you're a big fan of the non-hardcore group Biohazard. I guess they're just like a 90s alternative band. A lot of pain today. It's just weird, you just never know. You just never know if it's coming or going. If it's leftist or rightist. Glasses are filthy. The Dutch surrealist. That might be the case. The Asian woman is jogging today. 71 degrees right now. It's going to get up into the 80s. Looks like we're going to have 80s, mid 80s for about the next 10 days. There he is. There you are, Peter Marsh. There you are. That was like my Bill Murray impression. Ooh. Just shooting fucking pain. I'm not doing well. I had a decent day yesterday, and of course, what did I do? I overdid it. I cleaned some of the house. I did a little bit of this. I did a little bit of that. And then there's Chad Hoey. And then Amanda Ward was here yesterday. We got some writing in, which is nice. And then we didn't even go to lunch yesterday. I was just in so much pain. And I also didn't eat well yesterday. I made a couple of... I made a double cinnamon raisin bagel, of course, and I made a double cheeseburger on top of that. And then last night, I went into our bread freezer, because we literally have the the second refrigerator in the garage, the freezer portion of that is literally bread, like probably like 40 different kinds. Because my wife orders the bread. Yeah, so we have a bread freezer now. We are so rich. We literally all of the bread items are in this freezer. It's all there is in it, just packed. So I went through the bread freezer last night, and I found four loaves of like I don't know what they were. Anyway, I found four of those olive something or other, ciabatta something or other. I don't know. And I made two of those in the oven, 10 minutes. And then while they were cooling, I made cheesesteak, a box of steakums, 6 steakums, 6 slices of cheese, throw some onions in there. I made 2 sandwiches. They were friggin' delicious. Originally, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm just going to make tuna. Because tuna's better for you. I'm not supposed to be having red meats. I'm not supposed to be having fried things. I'm not supposed to be having all that grease and everything else. Because it is bad for the sciatica. Yesterday was a really bad day. And so I screwed that up. So I slept all right last night. Woke up twice, go to the bathroom because I'm an old man. But then I got up this morning at like 8:30, and man, my hip is on fire. I cannot get comfortable no matter what I do. And I'm paying for them. I'm paying for those delicious meals yesterday. Now today for lunch I had stuffed chicken breast, scallop, and lobster two stuffed chicken breasts. I did not. I didn't make them. I just heated them up. Cooked them. I guess you gotta cook them. I guess they're raw. Can't put them in the air fryer because they're raw. Chad Hoey will take your mind. Chad Hoey better effing take my mind off of things. I'm getting a little sick of Chad Hoey not taking my mind off of things. To reiterate, yes, we have a bread freezer. If you ever came to MondoCon, you could have seen our bread freezer. Have a jog with the Asian lady. No, she runs really fast. Like, it's almost like she's a lot of times she's just walking. She's just walking and she's on her phone. But then, like, she just passed, and it's like she's on an all-out sprint. I don't know if she's, like, starting at the corner. She knows I'm watching her. She's like, let me show off a little bit. I don't know what's going on, but there's never just a little jog. It's normally like an all-out, like she's in a 500-meter relay or something. I don't know how many meters they do those relays. Ooh, that just hurt. It was effing delicious. Watch your language, and it was delicious. So the problem is now I have 2 more pieces of bread, or two more of those sandwiches things. So, but I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not playing this game. So I took chicken out, chicken tenderloins, and I'm gonna make me some chicken tenderloins tonight for dinner. I've just got to figure out how to make them. And again, likely I'll make them in the air fryer. Fuck it. I don't care. I don't care about anything anymore. I don't know. Spooky cheese. Hey yo yourself. Welcome in. First time chat. First time long time. I am, in case you just joined me, I am complaining about my sciatica. I'm an old man. And yeah, there aren't rules to anything. Isn't that a Kick Tracy song? Or one of those Kick something or other bands? Yeah. So yeah, so I'm in a lot of pain. I actually wrote a little bit this morning. Yesterday when Amanda was here, I finished a short story I had been working on for a couple of weeks. Just couldn't figure it out, and I figured it out yesterday, which was nice. It was nice her being here. It was like an added Wednesday. She contacts me via our private channels, and she says, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? I'm not working tomorrow. You want to write? And I'm like, get over here, sister. Let's do this. I don't need rules, neither do you. Kick Tracy. See, I knew it. I like Kick Tracy. Well, that was a good album. So, good job, man. Thank you. I appreciate that, Peter. I appreciate your positivity, especially on this positive Friday. I'm being nothing but negative, but... So, anyway... So we got some writing in yesterday. I know she did too. She had been kind of slacking lately in just, life gets in the way, and her working substitute teacher job, and she did tell me some good stories about that though. So All good. So anyway, so I got up this morning, side hurting. I did some emails and stuff, and I was like, you know what? Let me just write something. And I wrote a little bit of Down and Dirty before I finished the chapter, which I was excited about. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna write and get another page in. So I'm on chapter 34 of obviously Frank. How many chapters do I write? 50 chapters. A job in education, never a dull moment. Oh God, yeah. I'm sure you have some of those stories too. But she's substitute, so she's in random grades and random schools and everything, and it's just insane. 16 to go, or however many that works. Yeah, I'm at about 40,573 words currently of 63,000. So I got a third to go, pretty much, which is what that comes down to. So, Tom is not here. In case anybody was like, "Where's Tom? Why isn't Tom in the background?" Tom is not here yet. I guess they stayed at her father's yesterday, but Jess's back is hurting. Probably not as it probably doesn't hurt as much as my back. Let's be honest. My back is killing me. Hers is probably hurting a little bit. Holy shit! She's riding a bike now. The Asian lady now just rode by, and it looks like a kid's bike. It's pink, uh, and it's got handlebars. It's got those pink things hanging off of it. I don't know. I'd never rode a bike in my life. She just rode by. Chick just goes everywhere. Symphony Pains. What does she steal? Yeah, she probably did steal it. Son of a bitch, there's a kid around the corner crying, "Where's my bike with my tassels? My pink tassels!" Well, you know what? I saw it. So when the cops come door to door to ask, should we cash in some monocline when she starts running a skateboard? I know, right? Like, what's she gonna be? Unicycle come by next? Michael Schotter in the house, people. Michael Schotter. Just pop in and say hi or yo. I prefer yo. Or whatever the kids are into these days. Hope you feel better soon. I mean, thank you, Michael. I appreciate it. And I appreciate the resubscribe. Reminding everybody, resubscribe or subscribe. And, yeah, I have no idea what I was even talking about because that woman just went by. Oh, Tom is not here. Shay, the carrot top of the neighborhood with all those props. Yeah. Next one, she's going to come by in a unicycle juggling. Bowling balls. And a chainsaw. 7 bowling balls and a chainsaw. So anyway, Jess's back is hurting. Obviously not as bad as mine is, but I mean, still, she's probably in pain. So they're on their way. They're basically driving down as we speak. But not sure if they're going to get here tonight or if she's just going to be miserable in the car all day and they're going to stop for the night. But they will be here tomorrow is what I'm hearing. So there you go. That gives Shelly an extra day to clean, I guess. And I guess I did the dishes yesterday. My wife came here yesterday. It's weird that my wife has to, like pop in. I wasn't expecting her at all yesterday. I figured she'd stay at her mom's house and just clean the floor, whatever she's doing over there. And then she calls. She's like, "Hey, I need diapers for the dog." So I'm gonna be there in a few minutes. So she pops in, and of course I have Amanda here, and I already said to Amanda, "Listen, my back hurt. I'm not cleaning anything." And the house was clean. Let's be honest, the house is clean. Most of you have been to my house. My house is always clean. But there was both sides of the sink were full of dishes. Okay, so she comes in, and my wife was a little annoyed at me that there was dishes, and I was like, "Listen." She's like, "I did the dishes yesterday before I left." And I was like, "And then I ate. I live here. I ate 2 lunches and 2 dinners, snacks and whatnot. I'm drinking things. You can't get mad at me because I'm living here." Before Tom and Jess comes, there will be no dishes in the sink, I promise. So this morning, even though I'm hurting, I was like, you know what? Let me. I also do this annoying thing. My wife. I don't know if you guys do this. Yeah, The Amanda Ward. Well, eating an apple, no, you can't juggle chainsaws and bowling balls and eat an apple. They're never gonna get. I know, right? It feels like they left. They left upstate New York and now they're farther away. Next thing you know, she'll be playing Chumbawamba. Oh God, I hope not. I hope she doesn't do that. She'll get mad at you for loving there. Yes, for loving there or living here. Because she wants everything. She wants, she wants everything perfect. I get it. She's very, very stressed between finally getting her sister out of the damn house and now having to clean. The house is disgusting because her sister had like 15 to 30 dogs there. So she's over there like mopping the floor like, I don't know, 30 times an hour to try to get the smell out. And then everything is just, her mother's dementia is driving her nuts. Her mother asks the same questions 100 times and argues with her and just, so all of that. So even though I'm not feeling all that well when I got up this morning, my side is fucking killing me, I empty the dishwasher. But this is what I do. So here's the thing, which drives my wife nuts. I want to know if you guys do this. If she says, hey, today I need you to vacuum and I need you to do the dishes. Okay? Okay, no problem. But I'm working. You know what I'm saying? I'm working. So I will go in and I will pull the top one of the dishwasher. And I will take all the cups out. All the coffee cups, all the plastic cups, and I will put them in the cabinet, close the cabinet. It's 15-ish dogs. It was literally, at one point, I think there was like 18 dogs in that house. I think when she went back to Texas, I think she still had like 12 dogs. Because she never fixes the dogs and she's lazy and the dogs keep getting pregnant. There's Sean Call. Where the hell have you been? No. So, and then I'm done. I've done all the cups. And then I'll go back to work, or I'll watch TV, whatever I do. Then about half an hour, 45 minutes later, if I go into the kitchen, I'm like, hey, I'm thirsty. I'm gonna go get a bottle of water. And then I'll look and I'll go, oh, let me put all the pans away. And I put the pans away. Then that's it. And then so I do this over the course of like, say, 8 hours. It gets done. I'll put all the dishes away. I'll load the dishwasher. Immediately run the dishwasher. I'll vacuum, like, all right, let me just vacuum the living room. Okay, I'm done. Leave the vacuum out so I remember. Okay, let me vacuum the dining room an hour later. Let me vacuum, and I just kind of spread it out over the day. So I'm doing like 10 minutes of work here and there. My wife is always like, hey, can you help me clean the house today? And I'm like, yeah, sure. She's like, but I need you like for 2 straight hours. I want to vacuum, I want to mop, I want to do the dishes, I want to do laundry, I want to clean up the living room, I want to clean off the dining room table. Like, she got like this list of like 12 normal things to do. I get no problem helping her. I don't just go, hey, let's do for 2 hours, let's just totally clean the house. That's awful. I do my 2 hours, I just do it over 8 to 10 hours. And that drives her nuts because she is just like, that's her focus. And I'm like, listen, you are, I'm creative. So I need to do things, but then I want to do other things that I want to do. But then I will get back to it. But you are not, you are by the book. We're going to do this. Here's a task, and I want to get this task done now. And I'm not saying either of us are right or wrong, although I'm right. I feel she's walking now. Now the Asian woman is just walking. No. She started running. Now she started running. She knows I'm watching. She just started running now. Crazy. And she'll be out here for like 2-3 hours. It's like, it says 71 degrees, but I think it's hotter than that right now. Whew, I'm tired just watching her run. My side is hurting now because she just ran by. Ches says, plan the chores around the snacks. Smart. Exactly. You plan it around, hey, you know what? I'm going to watch this Expedition X episode that just came out. So I will get stuff done. You know, like I did again. I put all the dishes away that were that I did last night. So really, there's like whatever. But I'm like, I'm not going to fill it right now because I just had lunch and that was a tray in the oven. And then tonight I'm going to make chicken something or other. That's going to just create more. So why am I going to do a load now that's not even a full load of dirty dishes, and then yeah, I said load, and then I'm going to have more tonight when if Tom and Jess ever get here. I'd rather just like later tonight go, you know what, I'll just throw everything in and I'll run it. My wife also likes to run it in the middle of the night. I'm like, just run it. It's not that loud. I'll turn the TV up a couple of nights. Instead of having it at 15, we'll have it at 18. Doesn't bother me. Mondo method the chores. Exactly, Nick. You get it. 15 minutes of chores, and then the next hour I do 15 more minutes. It works out. Yeah, it would drive me nuts too. I'm in the Shelly camp. See, exactly, and I get it. Hey, I get it. That's just. But I always say to her, 12 years ago, when we started dating, when we started getting serious, you knew this is what I did. I was upfront about not being fake or not doing things that I normally wouldn't do. This is what I normally do. Chicken something or other is my favorite, right? You know what? Maybe for Mondo Khan, I'll make a chicken something or other. We do a famous chicken bar. Seeing the dirty dishes during the day while I'm trying to work would trigger me. It does not trigger me because if you've ever been here, I have like no lie, probably like 40 post-it notes on my desk right now. I'm looking at, and I have stacks of books, and I got like 400. What do I have? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, I got like 18 bottles of different potassium and pills and stuff on my. It's chaos, but I know where everything is. If she comes in here, she's like, "Oh, you got a paper clip? Boom! I know where the paper clips are buried under. Not a big deal. Don't ever clean." She's always like, "Oh, people. Oh, MondoCon. People are coming. Oh, people are coming." I'm like, I'm not moving anything. My shit stays exactly where it is. You want to come into my house, then you gotta walk into my office, and this is how my office is. I never heard your dishwasher running except for when it was on washing dishes. Right, exactly. But it's not like we got a super loud dishwasher. You know what I'm saying? That oh my god, you can't even hear the television. It's like an airplane's taking off. You gotta hook up for so I like the clerks there. Boom, Armand has it in his office. Yep. Yeah, you need to come here. Oh, this is a 79 Pinto. Damn it, I was so close. So like, I had been sleeping in the Disney room, and then in the former Wonder Woman room, which we call that the Frank room now. We got shit all over the bed. Like she's got like just stuff. I don't even know what it is. And so I was like, "Do you want me to clean that bed off so Jess and Tom can stay there for the couple days, or do you want me to get out of that other room, which I'd already gotten out of?" But so she's like, "No." So I said, "Well, I'll take all the sheets and the pillowcases off on like on Thursday or Friday, and I'll wash that stuff. And then at some point Friday, I'm sure you'll be over here and we can make the bed." Then when she was here on Wednesday, and she's here for like 15 minutes at a time. It's not like she's here. So she comes in, immediately strips the bed, and throws it in the washing machine. And I was like, "I said I was going to do that." And she's like, "No, I'm just going to do it." Because it's either that you're going to forget and then I'm going to be pissed, or your sciatica is going to flare up and you're not going to be able to do it, or I just want it done so I know it's mentally it's off my list. I was like, you know what? That's fine. So this morning, so yesterday when she was here for that 10 minutes of being mad at me, she switched it to the dryer. But I didn't switch it to the dryer because there were towels in the dryer. And this is one thing I do not know how to do right, according to her and according to anybody, is fold towels. How the hell do you fold a towel correctly? It never looks good. They're never even. It's a mess. So she folded all the towels, and then she switched the laundry. So this morning I grabbed all of that stuff, I grabbed the bed sheets and the pillowcases, and I went into and I just threw it on the bed in the Disney room. And then I have all my coffees that I've been doing, my coffee of the day. People watch that, please, on YouTube. All my coffee of the day shorts. So I know which ones I've had and not had. So I put all those away. Got those off the thing. So I'm gonna clean that up. But at some point today, my wife's like, "Well, do you want to come over and see the house before they get here and all that, so I can, and she's like, I think it still smells. I can't tell. I'm like, I think that's just, you're always going to think it smells because it was smelled so bad while you were there because of all the dogs and everything. So it's like, well, I'll come over this afternoon. But now I'm like, man, my hip is on fire. I don't know if I'm going to, but I might just go, you know what? I'll be over. Once Twitch is done, I'll come over and hang out, do my walkthrough, take my notes. Just needs to be, did we forget this windowsill here? That kind of stuff. And then I'd probably just come home and just lay on the couch and cry. But I know at some point she's going to come over later, and then she's going to be like, I got to do this. She's like, I got to clean the dining room table off. I'm like, there's literally the old printer. We got a new printer. Not a new printer, but new. She swapped them out, the extra printer she's got at work. And so the other printer that doesn't work is on the dining room table. So I'm like, I don't know. Let's just carry it out and throw it in the garbage. It's not that hard. Tuesday I should have put it in the garbage. I didn't even think about it. So there you go. I mean, there's literally the only thing on the table right now that's mine is copies of Low Tide. I got I don't know, almost 20 copies of it sitting there. Tom gets half when he gets here. And I have 3 Don Winslow books that really, it'll take me about 8 seconds to pick them up and hobble into my bedroom and put them on the end table. Oh, Mini Trucker Magazine, Frank Opomps. What do you call the bedroom next to the Coke room? That's the Disney room, because it's got Disney stuff in it. And the Red Sox room right now, there's no bed in it. We broke the bed down because I'm selling all of my dad's sports cards and non-sports cards and all that crap. So I'm going through, and I just put a table in there and a lot of cards and stuff in there. Nick says, I just watched the Expedition X 2-parter about the Beast of Bray Road. That's too close to me. I need to move. Yeah. That was the last couple weeks. Not this week. This week they're in some. They're doing Nazi. They're in some Nazi castle in Poland or something. This week and then next week. I watched that yesterday. I watched that yesterday. As a matter of fact, I watched that and then I watched Expedition Bigfoot. And I love that show because look, this branch broke. You know who broke that branch? Of Bigfoot. No, there's a lot of wild animals in Oregon or whatever the hell you are. That isn't just Bigfoots. There's actual one. They're like, oh look, 2 Bigfoot crossed the road behind us on this heat sensor. I'm like, that looks like maybe a couple of hunters or I don't know, people out walking. Of course you couldn't get a good shot of them. You couldn't just pull up and there's a Bigfoot standing there. No, they never do that. I still watch the show. I also started watching Harpoon Hunters. Watched the first 2 episodes of that. These dudes throw harpoons at tuna. Giant effing 300, 400 pound tunas. So I started watching that now. That's my latest thing. You need to make a new YouTube video on how to properly fold towels. I can't properly fold towels. What am I gonna? Here, this is how to screw up folding towels. It's none of the. Even if I put the corner to the corner, and then I would do whatever, and then it's just all fucked up. I'd be a laughing stock. Don Winslow. A wise man recommended I check out his work. Yeah, Don Winslow is phenomenal. Here's the problem with Don Winslow. Okay, so the Danny Ryan trilogy, which is the 3rd book in that trilogy was the last book Don Winslow wrote, and he's ever going to write. He's not dead. He's just I'm done writing. I'm doing movie stuff now. I'm doing other things. I've made my money doing 20 novels or whatever it is. I have no more ideas, and I'm fine with that. I'm retiring from writing. Good for you, Don. That's a phenomenal, phenomenal trilogy. If you like crime thriller, if you like, it's Rhode Island, the Irish mob versus the Italian mob, basically is what it is. Very, very good. I also read Broken, which is 6 novellas, are short novels that are intertwined. And now I started reading Power of the Dog. And Tom is reading it as well right now, but he's way, way ahead of me on it because here's the problem. I got a copy from the library, and it is beat to shit, and it is 550 pages, and it's 10 point, not 12 point. So my fucking eyes are killing me reading like a 2 or 3 pages. I'm just like I can't do it. So, but the the ebook is like $12 or something. I'm like I can't justify that in my mind, spending that kind of money for this book. So there you go. There's my complaints. So this is fun. I don't know if you were on the other day, Nick. Um, Hold on. I've never been in the Disney room. That's the room that Tom was in last year, I believe. Yeah, there's no bed in your room now. But here's the funny thing. So right now, because they threw out all the furniture and everything upstairs at her mom's for Tom and Jess to move their furniture in. So my wife she's like, oh, she says, oh, I have to go get Nick's air mattress. I got to sleep on that. So she's sleeping on Nick's air mattress right now. And I just think it's funny that we're literally calling that Nick's air mattress that she's on. Tom and JC stayed in there. I can only imagine what it smells like. Yeah, I had to open the windows. Expedition X was a few years ago. No, Expedition X is there's new episodes. Are you watching? Is it one where they do the Bray? Oh no, I'm thinking of a different one. You're still watching Chobot. I'm watching the last season, and this season is with the new chick. She's starting to. She doesn't bother me as much. I mean, I was mad because Chobot was gone. She's not bad. She's a little. Once you get to these episodes, she's a little hokey with her overacting on stuff. You know, like at least Chobot and Phil and with Josh, where they sit around in the beginning, they're like, "Have you ever wanted to go to Transylvania?" And Chobot was like, "Yeah, that would be great." You know, we did it, but this new girl's like, "Oh my God, Transylvania? That's a bucket list." Like she gets just so. I'm like, calm the f down. There's a Sasquatch on the Alpha Flight poster right behind you. Yeah, yeah, pretty much, yeah. It's right there, but when you look at it, it disappears because they're aliens and they use portals, according to these idiots. I was looking down some alleys later at night recently, hoping to find a harpoon hunter. They're out there, man. You just got to be diligent. TikTok towel folding video. Get on it. Is Don related to Carl Winslow? I don't think so. They might be distant cousins. Harpoon hunters lurk in alleys by you, Peter. I believe they do out in Texas. I started listening to Temple of the Dog. You started to. You mean you mean like I did in my 20s? That one album with two songs on it. $12 for an ebook. Yeah, isn't that insane? But it's it's a big publisher and they do stupid things like that. I mean, the Bray Road from years ago. Yeah, it wasn't Bray Road a couple weeks ago. I forget where they were. Oh, you know what? The Bray Road thing. I just saw it again on like History's Greatest Mysteries or something like that. They keep repeating the same ones over and over. Or like the World's Most Shocking Videos. One of those had that. It's annoying because they keep showing the same effing things on different shows over and over and over. Yeah, that was a good one. I remember the Bray Road one. You need to be on these shows. That was amazing enthusiasm. That was acting. That wasn't even enthusiasm. I wasn't even enthusiastic. I'm an actor. Artiste. Right. I'm going hungry. Yeah, that song and then that other song. Every time I start listening to Temple of the Dog, I stop abruptly. Exactly. Exactly. Hopefully they'll do a new album with all the original members. Oh wait, that one guy's dead. Forget it. Temple of the Dog is no Mr. Bungle. Well, you say that only because so far, Scott Ian hasn't played rhythm guitar in Temple of the Dog. It's going to happen, though. Let's be honest. Did you ever see Mr. Bungle, Frank? Yeah, Frank. I saw Faith No More in, I want to say Club Benet. Maybe Club Benet. What's this guy walking real way too slow? Better keep walking, bitch. Yeah, you're walking. So Mr. Bungle at the Knitting Factory. I don't think I've ever been to the Knitting Factory. Been to a lot of other New York venues back in the day. I'm an old man. Or maybe I saw Faith No More at the in a bigger venue, like at the Ritz or something. I don't remember. I don't think it was Club Back. Seem to remember there being seats. So it was more of a theater kind of thing. Okay. What is up with the rings on your hat and your shirt? What's up with the rings and hat on your shirt, bitches? Oh, it is Valentine's Ale and Beer. That's their symbol. So Valentine's Beer. Valentine's Beer was a premier beer company in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. I think they went out of business in 1965. My grandfather, my father's side, my peepaw, worked for Ballantine Beer. And then after that, he worked for Anheuser-Busch in Newark, New Jersey. And he was the liaison between Ballantine's Beer and the New York Yankees. So back in the 60s, the Yankees would have all kinds of signage, and they would sell Ballantine beer. So my grandfather would go to all the Yankee home games and bring my father and my uncle Armand. Everybody would go to the games. And on Sundays, if the team was playing at home, it was always a night game back then. Everything was the Sundays were night games unless they were traveling. So when it was a night game, the most of the team would go to my Mima's house. Phil Rizzuto, Elston Howard, a couple other people. What are you stopping for? And they would have Mima would make a giant, bowl of pasta, and like 5 or 6 people on the team would hang out and eat before the game, and then they would all go to Yankee Stadium. So that's Valentine's beer. So it is a family thing, and a lot of the Valentine's beer, like I have a metal tray, which is older than me, um, and a plastic tray, gold plastic tray, and those I make my anibasta in, and those are my grandfather's, and I have a lot of other things. I have a bottle opener that was his that he used to use. And the trays go for like $50 and $75 on eBay now. And there's we have tablecloths, and we got like 10 of them, and they're still in plastic. And one of them has like a gold lining, and it's worth like 300 and something dollars. It's crazy. Like people who collect beer stuff, Valentine is one of those small companies that you don't know. Those are just coffee stains on me. I like my dominatrix use me as a table. That's a little weird. I mispronounced biohazard. I was curious if everyone's sales are up this past week. I keep selling books, records like it's Xmas. Just sold a Clickers Forever book I forgot I had. Yeah, metal. I'm doing about normal. I'm doing well. Who is this guy? There's a U-Haul truck. What the fuck are you doing? Keep driving, asshole. Don't park in front of my house and look at your damn phone. Get out of here. Window look is right, Nick. That guy was annoying me. So here's the thing about Valentine beer. Here's another little interesting fact. They went out of business in like 1965. And then I think Anheuser-Busch took over their warehousing and the factory, everything else. But nobody had ever written the recipe, the actual recipe for the beer down. So when they went out of business, they were just completely gone. And now, I think about 5-10 years ago, they might have even been Anheuser-Busch. They brought Valentine beer back, but they don't actually have the recipe for it. So they kind of created it from memory, and most people said it doesn't taste like Valentine beer. Another little fact, Valentine beer is the beer that Martin, the father in Frasier, drinks. So he's always asking for Valentine beer, even though Valentine beer went out in the 60s. So there you go. There's some facts. Next page for no reason, Mr. Frank. Next page. Yeah, I'm not getting this next page done. Just so you know, I'm not going to get there. So there you go. So there's Valentine's beer. So I've had the the hat for, I don't know, several years. I got my dad a Valentine beer, same hat, I think. And then I bought the shirt recently because I was like, oh, I want to buy some shirts. And I bought this shirt. I'm going to redeem my Valentine beer reference. There you go. So yeah, growing up, like going to my grandparents' house, the garage was just filled with signs and all kinds of Valentine stuff. Because they were old people, and they were like just hoarded shit. Next beer, Peter Marsh. Next beer. I also have a Valentine clock in my office as well. It doesn't run. I mean, it did run, but I think I got to put a battery. But I was like, no, it clicks. It makes a noise. It's one of those old ones. So I'm like, I don't want that clicking noise. If we ever meet in person, I hope that gets said. Oh, it will get said. Whew! Up to 45 minutes here. Ooh, that was for no reason. There's just a shock. It also hurts when I stretch. Like when when you first wake up and you're like, and you're stretching. I do that and it just is shooting pain. Next bourbon, Peter Marsh. Next, exactly. Next year, like I told you, for Mondo Con, is also my wife's 50th birthday. That same weekend, so she's gonna throw a huge mega bash, and she's like, "Yeah, we're also gonna have we'll have a DJ. Actually, DJ Vern, if we can get him on that weekend, will be there. Vern Shank and Tiki Tender will be our bartender for the evening. But my wife's like, we're bringing a lot of your alcohol, uh, so people can drink it and get rid of it. Okay, whatever. Even better, Nick. You get any new fancy bourbons? Now I haven't gotten Trickster bourbon. I wish. I wish. Yeah, old school is right, Mr. Frank. Old school is right. Is it going to be a European village too? No. No, it won't be down that far. That would be funny though. You just take over the whole thing. Kokomo Kevin. I wish Kokomo's was still there. It's some other place now. I haven't been to. I can't remember the last time I went down there, except maybe to drive through to go to my mom's. Chobot bourbon. I would drink that. I would drink the crap out of that. No, I haven't bought any alcohol in a long time. For Thanksgiving, her cousin Donna's husband Keith brought me some new bourbon because he's also a big bourbon fan, and then we sampled a few things. But literally, like that's it. That's the only time I'm even drinking anymore. And with all the friggin' 5,000 pills I'm taking right now, I'd probably kill myself. Sir Mix-a-Lot bourbon. You know what? I mean, everybody has friggin' anything. Like we finally opened the Leonard Skinner whiskey. That was pretty good. Next pill, Armor. Next pill. Exactly. Shelley's like, "Are you keeping track?" I'm like, every now and then, I'm like, "Oh, this hurts. Let me take these 3 pills." I don't know. Baby got bourbon. That would be the name of it. Like or Baby got coffee because they always seem to eat either coffee or it is bourbon. I know the coffee isn't helping me um, with the sciatica, but I gave up coffee for 2 days. I thought I was going to kill somebody. So I would rather be in that little bit more of pain and drink a cup of coffee every morning. And since I was feeling so crappy today, I had 2 cups of coffee because I'm like, you know what? What is it at this point? What does it matter? What does it even matter? Anyway, anybody who comes to MondoCon will be Saturday night. We will be going to a party. I'm going to a party tomorrow night. Tomorrow night. Woo! I was hoping for the party to be at Red Dick Beach, but one can only dream exactly. Yeah, I know that's one of the things Tom's looking forward to coming. I know we were talking to him and Jess, and I said, well, it's be 80 degrees by March or April. It'll be really nice, and we can all go to Redneck Beach. She's like, what's Redneck Beach? And Tom's like, a magical place. Exactly. It's a magical place. Yeah, Peter Marsh, Redneck Beach. Pay attention. Chad Hoey knows what Redneck Beach is. He used to live down here. Redneck Beach is the beach where all the rednecks go. It's really not called that. It's called Huguenot Beach. Huguenot Park Beach, I believe. But Redneck Beach, my wife always would talk about it because she grew up here. And we were out driving one day, and one of the things my therapist is always like, go to water. You don't have to go in the water, but just go hang out, calm. I'm like, what, I do like going to the water. So I went, and we went, and she's like, well, we go to Redneck Beach, and I'm like, the hell is Redneck Beach? And she's like, that's where all the big girls wear barely nothing at all, and all the redneck chicks all hang out in their rebel flag bikinis. I'm like, let's go there. So we went there and parked. You can drive right up on the beach. We parked, and goodness, it was like a good solid hour. I was like, holy look at how big her ass is. Look how big that ass is. It was just amazing. So, and I don't even like the beach. Like, I'm not going to go in the water or anything, but I'll sit in the car and I'll watch big asses go by. Nick says, and I need to ground here to thaw. You need to ground here to thaw so I can find that dang treasure. High in the 20s. 20s. Ugh. Huguenot Beach. There's a town in Staten Island called Huguenot. Yeah, because the Huguenots were a people. There is in St. Augustine, the country's oldest city. There is Huguenot Cemetery, which Owl Goingback writes in about half of his books because he lived in St. Augustine for a long time. Brian, is this Brian Wren? Is this is the Brian Wren? Well, I can misspell that. If I can live there most of my life, Huguenot. Yeah, Huguenot. It lived up to the hype. Exactly, Frank. You would need some more of that Sir Mix-a-Lot bourbon. Nick's jumping off. Need a shower. Yeah, go take a shower. Right? What a great positive Friday. Nick, thanks for popping in with us. Thanks for hanging out with us. Brian Wren, everybody. Brian Wren in the house. Brian and I went to school together. We were in junior high together. We didn't go to high school together. He went to South. I went to North. Bitter rivals. Brian was Brian, when we were in like whatever, I don't even remember what class it was. They had a thing like you wrote your name on a piece of paper or something. You passed it around, and somebody put you had to put a fact about the person. And Brian, I'll never forget this. Brian Wren posted that I ate spiders, and that was 40 years ago or longer, and I still remember that. He said that I eat spiders. Huguenot is Apache for dump goes here, pretty much. Got to do some errands. See you later. See you later, Sean. Thanks for hanging out with us. Brian, Wren, and Stimpy, exactly. Never gets old. Oh, yeah, and I lived in a haunted house. Which that one I'm not going to argue about. The spider thing, I'm not really sure. And then I would see Brian maybe every 2 or 3 years after that. I remember we went to his house one time. I think you lived in Long Branch or something. Me and Jim Marino, George Martin went to your apartment or whatever it was one time. You were having a party. That might have been the last time I actually saw you. Yeah. Where are you now? You're in Arizona or something now, though. Did you and Brian ever bang the same chick? No, but he would fondle my my genitalia all the time in junior high. No. Lake Havasu, Arizona. I knew it was Arizona. At the same time, yeah. No, I never had a threesome with Brian. One of my regrets in life. Everybody has that regret. That's probably top 3 regret. I think back then Brian was just as unlucky at getting laid as I was. So there was literally, put the two of us together, there was no chance. Huguenot, Arizona. Yes. Did you spell it right? True that. Exactly. It's funny looking back. Because again, I was a complete little dork nerd with my glasses and my dumb mullet and Dungeons and Dragons and all that stuff, all through junior high and high school. And I had no game at all. And like all of us, none of us had any game. And then you look and you go, like now I'm like, oh, we're all in our 50s, and I'm like, wow, we all figured out to sucker some woman to marry us, you know, or at least have sex with us, whatever. It's just it's amazing. It's amazing how this world works. Who ye not going to let me live down the fact that I misspelled? Yeah, yeah. You should not misspell that. Anyway, there's a Huguenot cemetery in St. Augustine. I believe there were actual Huguenots that lived down here. There's also a Huguenot tennis park. Today, some people identify as Calvinists, and the United Protestant Church of France are called Huguenots. They were a group of French Protestants who were persecuted in the Catholic government in the 16th and 17th century. They fled France for refuge in Europe, Africa, and North America. Excuse me. Whoa. Where did they settle? Many places, including New York, Massachusetts, Virginia, South Carolina, and Pennsylvania. The Huguenot neighborhoods of Staten Island has streets named after famous Huguenots. Who was the most famous Huguenot? Peter Marsh. What happened to the colony in Florida? With the capture of Fort Caroline, which is between Daytona and St. Augustine, Huguenots either fled into the wild mainland or were killed in the subsequent massacre at Matanzas Inlet. Matanzas Inlet is a gorgeous area. That's where I set part of my Dying Day Zombie series. Matanzas in Indian, Temaquan, whatever the hell however you say it, with a T, means massacre. So it really is massacre Inlet. Calvin and Hobbes, exactly. Man, stories about the food that you ate, talking in depth about physical pain, and a history lesson. This is well worth the subscription price. Am I right? Right? You know, this isn't just about hey, let's watch this dude sit quietly and write and make a living. No. This is we're going to talk about what did we talk about the other day? 90s alternative bands. I mean, anything can happen. That's right. I think that is because I usually say I am huge. Not. That could be it. How many of your books are based in Belford, Leonardo area? Quite a few. All of my books usually are either going to be New Jersey or Florida. I have a series called Belford Stories, which is 4 books, maybe 5 books, maybe 4, set in a specific time period. Like the first one starts in like 1981 or something like that, and it's made up stories, but I mean a lot of real stuff in there. And then like the next book is 5 years later, with those characters and some new characters. So that is one series of it. That is definitely Belford Stories is definitely a New Jersey based thing. Also, The Beast is a Bigfoot book, and it's based on the urban legend. I don't know, Brian, if you remember the urban legend when we were growing up, that there was a Bigfoot in Porcy Park in the 80s. So that's what that book is based on. I'll check that out. You know what? Life-changing series and books. Trapped Under Ice. No, that's a Metallica song. That's me. My stories are always set in Staten Island or the Austin, Texas area. The only difference, I haven't published any of them. Well, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the... Yeah, I remember that. Anything about Dempsey's? No. I think that's the only one... The Beast is the only one that's actually set in Middletown, in Porcy Park. Most of my other stuff... I mean, I've been down here since 2001. So, most of my fiction is going to be down here in Florida. But feel free to buy all of them and read all of them and give great 5-star reviews on Amazon. Ugh. All right, my sciatic is fucking killing me again, and I need to go sit on the couch and watch about harpoon hunters and stuff. Thank you for hanging out. Brian, thank you for hanging out. Let me see, make sure I'm following you. I am following you. Good, good. Great distraction is better. Feel better, thank you. I want to remind everybody to subscribe or resubscribe. And also follow me on YouTube. I need a lot more followers on YouTube. Thank you for great stream. Thank you, Peter, for being a great person. I don't know if you are or not. You might be a jerk. I'll be back on, man. Brian, awesome. Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. Pop in at this time. We will hang out, and then we can tell some old stories. I got another. George Martin pops in every now and then as well. So I can tell some old grown-up stories about what a dork I was. All right, everybody, you have a great one. Yeah, let's not get carried away. Peter Marsh is right.